This 2 ball. Yikes. It's a really bad spot for it. Yikes, that's tough. This would be one of those run killers. Doing the ghost. Luckily, we're just warming up here, so it's not going to spoil anything, but still, tough layout. Oh, that is not it. Stop, come on. Let's see if we can kick at it. That might not be too terrible. That doesn't seem right. And the 9's in the way. Well, I guess it was pretty close. Trust the system. Oh, it didn't go. Let's get one more 10-ball rack and then get to the good stuff. Feeling pretty loose so far. Plan is just work on a couple drills today. Stuff, just kind of focus on the weaknesses kind of thing. So just identifying a few areas that need attention and getting comfortable there. I think at this point, the return on investment is going to be best. The amount of time that I put into working on those weaknesses is going to pay off the most. And there's certainly things I can tighten up about, the upper ends of my game, but I think just not likely to get as much out of that. So I'll get through one more of these and then move on. Let me know how the audio is, by the way. I've got the phone going, but I'm wearing my wireless too. And I'm honestly not sure if vertical live format is going to accept the wireless mic. or if I have to do some work to get it to pay attention to that. All right, the 2 ball's not terrible this time. Pretty much that exact shape would be pretty nice on the 2. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday, or if you're watching the archive, whatever day that happens to be for you. All right, here's the key. 4 to the 5. We want to be kind of under it. This is a little touchy. Yeah, we're gonna have to draw between the 9 and the 7. The window's big once I get past there, because honestly, yeah, up to 30 here on the long rail. But angle's a little off. Got to cheat the pocket to play the 4 a little fuller. Ooh, we hit that sweet. Yeah, honestly, hit it full enough to get into the backside of the 7 here. I just had to accept what we got on this 5 ball. Not a ton of room to get around here. You have to decide how to get on the 6 now. Hey, Steven, what's up? My worst aspect, you're saying yours is applying side English and still hitting the exact spot. Yeah, that is tough. You're at that point, the deflection and squirt type things. I mean, you're aiming to miss, so it's so counterintuitive. We spend so much time learning how to hit the ball properly, straight, and then that side spin, you have to compensate. And I think there's early stages with that where the more you learn about it, the more it kind of confuses you and makes your game even worse, sort of overthinking it. My worst aspect of my game, I'll have to ponder that for a minute. I will say my safeties are not nearly as strong as I want them to be. And I've laid out a couple drills. Specifically, I'm going to show something today where I'm going to work on some safeties, just containing safeties kind of exercise. It's like a game. So I'm going to trot that out today and see how we do. But I don't love where my safety game's at. And I don't work on banks a lot. So I'd probably say bank shots and safety game are not the strongest. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to get on the 6 ball. Do we go low outside to play into here? Complicates the 5. I don't think it's that tough. I think we do that. We're pretty likely to get good on the 6 here. Just have to go full into the 5 and spin away. Oh yeah, I try to get too much out of it. Let's see. It was like on the rail too. This might be a little thinner than it was. Don't need that much pace. That's probably, yeah, just a little smoother. Wasn't far off the mark. But man, it's one of those days where I'm on the wrong side of the ball. We'll get it dialed in. Yeah, you feel me on safeties. Yeah, not wanting to give the opponent the table. That's a great point. just don't want to have to turn it over if I don't want to. I try to reframe it where like, hey, I'm going to shoot this safety. I'm never going to win the game on this shot, but I can at least prevent myself from losing. It's just creating opportunities. And I do try to think about it as, oh, okay, let's make this ball. Think about it more as a control strategy than, you know, I'm relinquishing the table kind of strategy. There's some body movement on that. And it is chilly here today, so basement's cold. It is 0 degrees outside. These natural lines are working out great. A little bit of dive there, just a high ball, but I'm also a lot more comfortable on this table than I was with the after the tightening of the pockets. So that's been nice. All right, let's get a couple exercises going here. And yeah, Steven, if you've got the audio on, let me know how it sounds. I'm trying to figure out if it's coming through the phone or my actual wearable microphone that I've got. All right, so the object here is to play shape for the 1. 8 ball setup, perfect center of the table. You have ball in hand in the kitchen. This is a stun run through. So it's basically training my recognition of natural paths and how to manipulate them with a high ball. I'm trying to dig into the long rail here and play shape into this position window and then switch sides. So I'm going to try to get 5 in a row on one side. The 2 and the 7 are just blocker balls. And if I get 5 in a row, when I get 5 in a row, I'll move over to the other side. This one is really touchy, you know, not only the ball pocketing, but the speed. Don't touch the 2. So that counts. Overplayed it a little bit, but you have to really accurately judge the stun and the angle into the rail, really using that rail to open this up. And honestly, the placement of the cue ball too. Making sure that you're putting yourself exactly where you need to be to maximize your chances. Too high in the long rail. Oh my goodness. Got past it. I'm going to count that because the 2, we just like nudged it, but I think it stayed on the dot. I don't know. I'll have to look it up to be specific here. If touching the blocker balls is a fail on this exercise or not. But I'm pretty sure it's really just about shape. You don't want to run into them. Audio sounds good. Cool. Thank you. Just hoping there's not too much background. Sweet. This one's feeling good. I was driving myself nuts with this exercise the other day and just could not get it to work and spent a bunch of practice time, could not get a feel for it. I think mentally I had the picture, but I just could not get my body to do it. And then I took some rest, took a break from it, and I'm hitting it pretty pure today so far. What is that, 4? 4 on that side. Pressure. Here's the pressure. Same as a game situation, right? Like, I got to do this or else. You can strip that away and trust your body to do what it needs. Nope, see, I set up wrong. Catch it, reset. And deal with the pressure. There we go. Switch sides. Let's see if this completely throws it off. I expected I was going to hit this side worse when I first attempted the exercise, but it felt okay last time I did it. I am having trouble judging the cue ball here, though. Yeah, a couple things. Brain got kind of squirrely, and I didn't stand back up. And silly stuff like, oh, there's like a smudge on the shaft. Yeah, the second one did nudge the 2, but I got to look that up. I got to see if even touching the blockers is a disqualification. It wouldn't surprise me necessarily, but I think realistically we're just looking for good shape and speed. Jabbed at it. All right, so this side, what's going on with this side? Not as smooth. Delivery's a little choppier. So let's smooth it out. Even if I need to take off some pace, I'm going to just try to get clean through the ball. Better. Yeah, and that's a success. I don't love the pace on that, but I think that's the adjustment. Everything else felt fine. Just think smooth delivery helped a lot to get that dialed in. That's 1. We might get through this drill really quick. Yeah, I don't know. Nope. Fail. There's something going on there. Like some outside spin. Because it's sort of screwing into the rail. Let's strip that and go pure high ball. Pay attention to tip position here more than anything else. Better, much better strike. Yeah, okay. So let's think about that for now. Just clean tip position. And that's 1. Pretty sweet. This really integrated. Just resting on this helped a lot. Brain was a little squirrely on that one, and I didn't stand up. That's another weakness in my game for sure. That particular mental aspect, the shoot it anyway thing. I'm on 3. But I don't need to think about it that way, like getting rewarded for doing the sloppy thing. Process matters. Do it right. Let up on it. Fail. This guy came off too. Do it right or do it over. All right. Let's just go with tip position on this set. Let's get through a clean 5. Center high. Pretty deep into the long rail. I don't mind it, but I think I'd rather be coming into sort of like 15, 16. That's 1. Bobbled that. Okay, so round 2. Why did that bobble? Overcut it, I think. I missed it to the long rail side, which means I either set up the cue ball wrong or I didn't deliver straight through. Clean delivery, center high. Just keep this level. What'd I say? We're on 3 or 2? So much to think about. And at that very moment, the cat comes to rub on me. Better. Stop. Okay. Honestly, don't remember. I'm going to say we're on 3. Maybe I get a bonus one out of this. Don't jaw that one. Okay, starting over. Dying after contact, yeah. Cut and do spin from contact. Check spin on the cue ball. Yeah. Offhand is definitely less steady. That's why I love the alternation on this drill. You're really getting a look at both sides. I think in these next 5, I'm going to think more about my stance on the offhand side. All right, so get clean through this ball. Let's like kind of reassess, open up the stance to get steady. Nice level platform. Way outside. So I didn't run through it that time. That was more tip position. A little punchier than it needed to be. I wonder how much of that was influenced by just the stance adjustment. All right, get smooth through this ball. Clean tip. Smoother, but still kind of bobbled it in, which just means some throw. Got in there for one. Yeah, I don't want to be making these clean though. So keep the stance open. I might need to, on the offhand side, I might need to sort of open the angle a little bit to get fuller into the long rail. Stance feels good on this side though. Oh, see, okay. I changed my, I mean, that's a good sign ultimately. I'm cutting it exactly the same way that I was, but I made a cue ball position adjustment, so missed the cut. I think this is where I need to be playing it from though, a little bit closer to the head spot, and go smooth through it from here. Open stance, clean high ball tip position. That's a little nicer. It's on one. Just kind of drill these in until they get more automatic. Say shoot the offhand shot with the other hand. Oh, like fully switch? Yeah. I mean, that does bring to mind, if you want to consider that a weak point of my game, I do not play with my offhand unless I absolutely have to, and it's certainly not something I'm spending practice time on. Although, you know, sure, I would get a return on that investment. Just doesn't feel like the most practical. On two. Just think there's a few other things that I want to shore up first before I start training the offhand. I don't have the kind of time John Mora does. Oh, snatchy. Didn't go smooth through it. Stinking thinking. All right. I think this cue ball angle's better. It's a little more natural. Get back to the basics here. Open up, roll through, nice and smooth. Pretty deep into the long rail, but serviceable. That gets us to one. That's the speed. That's perfect speed. I mean, I'm on the short rail. Let's just take note of that. Some positive feedback. And keep training it in. Open stance. Smooth through the ball. Stay level. A little bit more of that sort of cut-induced throw that time. Puts us on three. And get the stun to take a little better. It's really just knowing when I've hit it pure, like what that feels like, and then replicating that. Yeah, so thinking too much about the stun. And tip position was off. Not enough of a high ball to get through it. All right, good feedback. This reframe has been a game changer for me, guys. So, like, I need mistakes in practice. I'm not just out here torturing myself and getting upset It's like, okay, that's good because I'm going to make use of it and it teaches me something, and subsequent attempts will be better informed. Yeah, I've got leeway with the high ball. It's really just when I come too close to center ball that it just stuns out and like dies up here. All right, on one. Aimed it wrong. Set it up maybe slightly wrong. I can just set it up slightly off. Back to 0. I need to be... So just to memorize it, my line is just slightly before the first diamond on the short rail. Call it 11 on the short rail is my line. Clean tip delivery here. Stun through. That's the line. And that's the speed. That's pretty close to pure. That's pretty close to a really nice pure hit. Nice. It's helping to correct for that sort of cut-induced spin that's happening. Puts us on 2. Oh, sniff the paint. It did not touch the 7. Puts us on 3. So, okay, so why did that happen? That's feedback. That is information. That happened because I didn't go high enough into the cue ball. That's a common flaw for me in this drill. I keep wanting to like stun center ball. And I learned that there's a lot of leeway on the high ball here, so it's okay to stay high on this. That wasn't as much of a stun, and obviously flirting with the scratch puts us on 4. Losing count, but not pure. I think over corrected with the high ball thing and went too smooth, sort of rolling through it instead of a stun run through. So let's stun through this, get sort of thick into the long rail. Yeah, now we know what we're doing. Pressure, there it is. All right, I know we're on 4. We are playing shape for the 1. Come on, baby. Okay, I'm ready to be done. Ready to be done with that one. Let's get caught up on chat. So cue ball control, 90% on your offhand. That's good, man. I mean, that's good to put in the time. Wish we had the kind of time to train those skills, yeah. Yeah, some unsteady stroke throughs for sure. Reinforcements for ball locations other than the cue ball. You mean the little like ring protector things? I've got the 7 and the 2 and the 8 on those. The one I have just on the short rail at 2. Yeah, smooth 5. I'll take those. Those are good sets. And I'm sure next time I come back to do this drill, it's going to feel even better. Just integrate what I did today. But we're moving on. This next one is a ball buster too. Pun intended. All right. So set up 6 balls along the long rail here. 1 on each diamond. A little bit off the rail. And you play one side of the table to the other. You have to go 3 rails for shape. You get ball in hand on your first shot. And these are usually, I'm still learning ideal position windows for these, but I get the sense that a lot of them, if not, well, not all of them, but most of them, especially the beginning ones, you're going to want kind of center table position. So getting on the 1 in a way that will put me ideal on the 11. I also noticed that it's hard to overplay these shots because they really, a lot of the momentum goes into the rail. Okay, dude. That's the other problem is talking while shooting is new for me still, so that's gonna complicate things. Let's get through an attempt or 2 and then I'll start jabbering again. This is natural paths. This is compensating for heavy use of inside, kind of running. This is leaving angles, ideal angles. Oh, we let up on that big time. Look at how hard I made this on myself. And too much of an angle. Can still recover from this, but it's going to be pretty touchy. So much for not jabbering. I was really uncomfortable from there. I just made that too hard. Shooting off the rail from that distance and then trying to come with that much spin is just not what I need to be doing. So let's get smarter on this. The 3 to the 1 seemed okay, but I let up. No, I let up on the first shot. That made the 1 unnecessarily complicated. So that's okay. Center table. Tried to go extreme. Here's the experiment though. Extreme spin. So admittedly missing the ball, right? But extreme spin, it would have been different if I had made it. Took us close to the 11. The speed wasn't terrible. Yeah, that's high right. These two might be kind of similar in terms of delivery. High left to get back around. Bit of a high ball, I think, to dive in and give us a better angle on the 11. That comes out a little nicer. I wonder if that's the pattern here. I haven't like cracked the mystery of this thing yet. If it's sort of a high ball to start and then you use less of a high ball and more side spin as you go. This is still spin but less high. Well, that's way too deep into the short rail, although honestly, maybe not terrible. I don't love flirting with the corner pocket like that, but where did I end up hitting? Pretty deep into the short rail, I'm pretty sure. And now we are in a better position to get on the 9. And it might be, I'm just going to go with that assumption. I'm going to say it's even more side spin, less of a high ball, maybe just a touch of a high ball here, but lots of spin. This is going to be a tester. I wonder if that last one is just extreme spin. Because look at this. Yikes. I have to try to get to the short rail from here. That's the other thing. I don't think I clarified. You have to go into the short rail and then the long rail and out. I think I can get there from here. Extreme right, pretty slow. And then I'm going to be left with some insanely long shot on the 7. Bear down. Just make this one happen. Nope. Missed the ball and came into the long rail. Probably just a result of missing the ball. That's a good attempt, though, and I think I'm getting closer to figuring out the actual strategy here. What I'm articulating versus cueing. Stun run, but hitting highish ball. Regarding the last drill, not sure I know what you mean. Like if you think I'm saying the wrong thing, like it's not a stun run? Typically the stun run through is, on a straighter shot. You're just sort of punching through that ball to follow it, but with a firmer stroke. And that one is basically the same stroke and delivery, but on a cut shot. Tried to kind of spin that in, adjusted the aim. Shape on the 2 is really good, so I judged the speed and the angles pretty well, but I did not hit the 11 pure. Yeah, it's so easy to underhit these. I'd love to be a little farther out. I wonder how much it's going to die into the rail, though. I think I have to come through it smoother. It loses so much on that first rail. A little bit of a cut from the ball to the rail. I think we're getting there, though, guys. I think we're getting there. That's serviceable. Sort of a 1-to-1. Tough, so tough. I might have to just set that one up a couple times to figure out how to get good on this 9-ball. I might not know that shot. And this one's certainly outside my comfort zone, especially the spin and the speed. I mean, I can get there. It's possible. Physically, it's possible, but... Oh! Okay. Let's try to figure out, because I think this is becoming the key shot here. Where did I end up on the 2? And how do I get good on the 9? It was sort of like a 1-1. Yeah, more or less. So, gotta come 3 rails. Let's, just for fun, let's go low inside. Let's see what that gives us. Well, hit the 2 pretty clean. The low doesn't really take as much at that speed. And let's look at what the 9 is actually supposed to be from here. Yeah, I don't love that. Low inside's probably not the solve here. Let's go just extreme spin. Sure, I can hear somewhere. Just extreme left, nice and smooth. Make sure the speed takes. And spin over for the 9. Well, gotta make the ball. That opens up way too much. That opens up way too much on the second rail. It's gonna take us out too far above the 9. So it's probably not it. But just to verify. I don't think so. Yeah, I think it opens it up way too much. More of a high ball, less spin is going to be my next guess. This one is such a puzzle. And I'm sure, you know, there's like an established methodology out there that I could look up, but just learning how to put this in myself. Let me get caught up here. It's done at that distance, quarter tip below to release and start the forward roll. Yeah, rose by another name. Yeah, I think, yeah. Hate the last shot of this drill. Get out of position. You have to use English to get it back. Spot shot every time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Let's try high ball, less spin. It's still going to be really steep on the 9. Interestingly, it gave me a very similar final position. High ball, no spin. Just experimenting. Okay. Just bad delivery. I can't imagine this is the right way to play it, though. I don't know how to make this ball. So what is happening here? Misjudging something. I'm missing the spot on the ball. Let's go through my normal PSR so I can actually play the game. High ball. Still missed it, but didn't see if I overcut it to the short rail side or if it hit the long rail side and then kicked out. But I didn't miss it by as much as before. We found a weakness for some reason. I'm trying to do too much. I think rolling ball, this goes in all day for me, but that is technically 3 rails. And shooting the 9 from here is a long distance shot, but I mean, I certainly like my odds better of getting into the short and long rails from there. Sort of cheeky way to make the 9 to the 7 a little simpler, which that's the goal after all. Even down, so that time I tried short rail into the long rail, and this is still not terrible. It's always going to be a hard shot, but better than the center table position I was getting before. That might be the way to set up on the 9. Of course, yeah, like I said, the 9 and the 7 are always going to be tough, but okay. Might be a better strategy. That might help us out a little bit. So let's see. I think I stepped up on that one. I wasn't staying down. I think I hopped up. Those are feeling pretty natural now. Stay Clean on this. Out and around. That played pretty good. Oh, got down on it wrong. Notice some of the old body English. Sort of shifting while I was down. Yeah, there we go. Pressure. This is an unfriendly shot. Oh, let's go. Pressure. Final shot. If you do this, you don't have to do the drill anymore. Well, I'll switch sides probably. Get down there. Oh. This last one. I don't know, where was I? Up here somewhere. Yeah, that's how you got to hit it. You know you're always going to be going deep into that short rail. Take a quick break here, guys. Right back, and we'll get back to work. All right, let's get caught up. Cue ball control, nicely done. Thank you. Yeah, that was okay. I think we'll need to integrate a little bit. I'm going to switch sides and see how that side treats me, but definitely better than my last attempt, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a Hollyland mic, exactly right. I like this thing. Really portable. The battery life is good. I don't have any complaints, really. Everybody seems to say that the audio quality is decent. And pretty reasonably priced, I would say, for the tech. Oh boy, this is gonna feel weird. That's looking okay. So what did we say for this guy? Better delivery on this side, on that second shot anyway. And this one, yeah, it feels so risky. There must be a better way. There's no way that's best practice for this shot. Because I mean, I have workable shape from here, but who wants to be shooting this? Is that just a pace thing? Do I need to try to play it out? No, because the angle's taking me into here. You need a big angle to get around 3 rails. That's probably the whole point. It's crazy European torture devices we got going on here. Oh, bad shape. Yeah, I mean, well, it would have been slightly different, right? But why did that miss? Kind of bad delivery. I might have pulled away from it too. I might have stood up on that a little bit. It's a much more pronounced groove on this rail than there is on the other side of the table. That's interesting. Pretty good first attempt, though, on this side of the table, I have to say, compared to the other side. It's almost like all the practice stacks up. You have the same mic, yeah. Basement furnace, that's exactly right. That's what I'm dealing with here. Well, that's not right. I think that was a combination of things. I think the 5 was too close to the rail. first of all. And my shape on the 5 must have been bad, because I should be able to compensate for that. Let's get better on the 5, shall we? I think even sort of flatter on this first shot up table is not that bad. Let the angles do the work. Yeah, I got to work a little harder here because it's flat, but it's still not bad. Probably too thin on this now. Yeah, I got to really spin this out. Good recovery. But this might be okay. This might be, again, tough shot. I don't want to have to shoot it, but this is probably a good enough place to play this from, which means, what did we say? Kind of high ball, either short or long rail first. Back out for the 7. Squirrely, just thinking about other stuff. Squirrely brain today. These attempts are not terrible, though. Process, let's think about it. Process is pretty good. My approach is good, and I think I'm considering the right things. Just memorizing new skills, so it takes a while. Takes a while to integrate. Yeah, this is good. This is tidy shape. I'd rather be here. I would rather be in there. So let's commit that to memory. Tried to miss that, but it paid off. This is a sweeter position on the 2. Am I setting this up wrong? That's better. I've been instructed that they're supposed to be approximately 5 millimeters off the rail, and I'm not getting out my ruler necessarily, but I think the intention is give yourself enough room to work with. Yeah, same deal. This guy. That's fine. All right. Still hitting it too thick. Undercutting the 15. Let's hit that a couple times to get a feel for it. Just really close. Really, really close. And I got good shape off the 2. So I think oh man, so hitting it so thick. So let's aim. Let's compensate. Let's aim a lot thinner. Not to the opposite extreme, but let's imagine that we are overcutting it and see what that gives me. That allowed me to hit it pretty pure. And is this workable position on the 7? On this top rail. I don't love that. And I have to get around to the long rail after. It's too easy to overroll that. Hit the 7 pretty good, though. All right. Getting it dialed in. Getting closer. All right, dude, let's go. A little more pace. Yeah, good call. I was thinking about that at the beginning of this drill too, that it's so easy to underplay these shots. Oh man, don't let up on that. Might have to move on here soon. I'm noticing some burnout on this exercise. It's the kind of thing where I want to get in good reps, but don't want to blow myself out. Integrate what I did today and then come back to it. But good results so far. Too thin. Overcut that a little bit. We can recover from here though. Yeah, good recovery. Need a little more pace on this guy. Out and back. Right into the corner. That was a combination of cut angle. I was telling myself what I did last time, where I know that I need to overcut the 15, and the high ball sort of caused it to dive into the rail, natural roll to the corner. On all my last attempts, it was, I could get it into the long rail here or the short rail here. And again, yeah, pretty deep into those. So it was always flirting with the corner. That was just a result of me changing my aim. Let's just think about pace and clean delivery this time. Yeah, better pace. Get clean through this ball. Easy pace. Flowing a little bit. Out and through. Undercut that. Focus, lapse. I had the right plan in mind and then didn't line up on it properly. One more attempt. I'm gonna give this one more. add pressure because I'm telling myself I'm gonna stop after this if I don't do it. But it's pressure even if I do it. But it is almost time to move on. I'm gonna get diminishing returns. Keep banging my head against the wall here. Cued at it a little weird. My thumb hit the rail. Cut through the ball pretty good nonetheless. Okay, yeah, we need to be done. Let's try something else. Do like a cool down. Maybe just some $10 racks. I don't have BCA 10 ball this week. I get a bye, which is unfortunate because I'm kind of in a groove right now. So I was eager to get back out there, but I have a good amount of other content still. I got to figure out timing for when I'm doing the commentary and when those are getting released and everything. By the way, new Masters video went up today, so make sure you check that out. That's a really good match. A lot of interesting things in that one. Oh, look at that. No pop, but still good cue ball. Yeah, that Masters match is really good. And then got more BCA stuff that's going to go out this week. And Masters final week is coming up. And then 2 weeks from that last match is the playoffs. So it's going to start to zip a little bit. And I mentioned this in my Masters commentary, but just for you guys here, or in case you don't get to see that one, I do think we're going to keep second place to get into the playoffs, but it is going to be tough to beat that first place team. Perfectly straight in. Hit that 5 ball pretty good though. Thought about using some kind of weird stuff to get on it, but to get on the 6, but I don't need to do weird stuff. Just do what works. Do the right thing. Too full. Needed to come off the 6 this way. Oh boy. Speed was off. I guess I always thought I was going to come out and back. Or down and up, rather. Got a couple more of these and call it a day soon. Off center. That didn't turn out terrible. Did my one ball get funky? Not really. When in doubt, go to the center of the table. Oh, that's a bad hit. Ball in hand, bad hit. Not breaking great today. I guess that makes sense, though. I'm working on all these sort of touch skills in practice. So my sort of explosive power is going to feel a little distant. And naturally, we got a complicated 2-ball with an 8-ball in the way. I need to just roll up past the 8 as much as possible and accept what I get on the 2. That's fine. This is a tough rack. Back cut on the 2, pretty thin, not a full pocket. The 3 to the 4. This would be a good layout. I'll have to pull this still from the video and try to piece this one apart. I'll take a roll. But now what? Played a good 2-ball. We have to get out and around for the 4-6 combination. That's the biggest window. Shot's not too tough. I think that's the way to go. Get under the 4, accept the combo, and yeah, because otherwise, what are you doing here? Trying to get short side on the 4? No, I think we just accept the combo. Missed that really bad. I'm scared of those. That's going to be added to the list of weaknesses in my game, I'd have to say. That I do not practice combination shots. So certainly that's part of the equation here. And for the most part, you know, I play to avoid having to shoot a combo whenever possible, but I'd really like to be able to clutch up. I've had a few misses in BCA, certainly, maybe other formats too, that were really clutch combos. You win the game on those, but let's make this the last one today. Good process. Yeah, just not hitting them that good. Tough. This is a good situation. The 1 to the 2 with the 8-ball blocking, because I think naturally I would want to go towards the 8. But this might just be kind of dive into the rail and come straight back down. It's a good test of the natural path here. Yeah, because anything else, see, like 2 rails, 3 rails, bring a lot of traffic into play. I think I just need to do one of these. I know how to do this, right? Pace. Still good, but a little quick. Now, rolling in, you've got a lot to deal with here. I think just straight up. This is our playable window. Get up above the 6. We need to be able to reach the shot. Touch of outside here to straighten it out. too light. Right on the 6. All right, let's imagine we got on the 3. There's that shot from the drill. It's like we're practicing these things for a reason. Just thinking about my stance too much. That's how you gotta hit them. I think I need to spend a whole practice session just drilling stance. There's some weird stuff coming up with my stance recently. I gotta get that dialed in. We'll call it there for today, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. If you're here live, I really appreciate you. Just trying to grow that aspect, test this out a little bit. Cue ball control. Subscribed instantly with the what a break. Oh, thanks for that. I had fun putting that one together. That it took a long time to edit that video, but I was happy with the results, so I'm glad you liked it. Hint for combos, max cut induced throw, because normally we take them on when the balls are close. Sliding ball contact at a slower speed. That's good. Good thoughts there. Yeah, I will definitely be paying attention to that. You'll see me out there for that. I'll put together a practice session to try to figure out combos, because that needs work. That was something that was glaringly obvious from today. But yeah, going to be making some notes and figuring out where I head next. But trying out the vertical live stream platform, because I've done some live streams in the past, but I haven't done the vertical one. And theoretically, this puts me in front of a different audience, so I get to meet more people and see if they like my stuff. But we're getting good results. Like it says in the title here, putting in the work. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thanks again for the likes and the subs. And I will see you all again soon for the next one.